Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Turtles Love Pizza. This is the podcast where we talk about the Ninja Turtles. And we are now done with the Batman 89 intermission. And we are back with the Turtles again.
Full time.
And what's up?
Full time.
Full time, baby. This is Steven.
This is Andrew.
What up, Andrew?
What's up, Steven?
Not much, man, but a lot. Dude, a lot is going on with the Turtles in the coming weeks. Like,
That is very true. Very, very true.
number one, they have a Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, coming out tomorrow, which I'm super excited about.
Yes, I still haven't finished the series, so I'm not going to watch it until I'm done because I don't want it to be like I don't know what's going on.
Right. And then today, I think Seth Rogen teased the billboard for the new Ninja Turtle movie. What was that called?
Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah. And we were
And
talking about it earlier. I was kind of saying like I don't really feel it, but you're kind of okay with it.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a creature feature kind of vibe.
Hmm.
And so I'm excited. I guess it's going to be a lot of mutants.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering what the designs are because I don't think they've actually released any finalized photos of those
I mean, they
turtles.
have some teaser images where they kind of look really teenagerish.
Yeah.
And I do recall Seth Rogen initially saying like he wants to focus on the teenage aspect of them,
Hmm.
including maybe like them going to school.
Right.
So I'm thinking that maybe there's like a mutant city, kind of like what it's like in the comics right now,
Right.
and maybe they're going to be teenagers going to a mutant school.
Wow. Okay, that would be completely different.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's how you break the mold and get away from like what we've been seeing traditionally with the turtles,
Hmm.
but in like a fun kind of fresh new way. And Seth Rogen's good at those teenage comedies. Super bad.
Yes. Yes. Super Bad is one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah.
Yeah, I have really high hopes. I mean, he's gonna have to tone it down
Yeah.
because it's still Nickelodeon owned, but
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of the designs. I think the funniest one was definitely Donatello with his glasses, and I think he had like a buck tooth.
yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about it. You can bring the humor with the animated stuff too, like Sausage Party.
Oh, I actually never saw that. Is that good?
You need to watch Sausage Party.
Oh, all right, I'll check it out for sure. But yeah, anything else like in terms of action figures? Anything come in for you?
Let me think. Anything come in?
Yeah, I don't think you sent me any photos, so
Yeah,
probably not. But
I mean, I have the neutrinos and Usagi.
oh, that's
I can
right.
send you that.
Yeah, that came in this week.
Yeah, and the neutrinos actually show up in the fourth episode of the first season of Ninja Turtles, so we'll eventually get there.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome.
And
Why
actually,
don't
speaking of figures, the first episode has them as the turtles in disguise, which I have that 4-pack from Target as well.
right. Where they're okay, we'll get into it when we get to the plot description.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, so this season we've already done all the Ninja Turtle movies up to this date, and we've already done the Last Ronin miniseries. And we just finished the Batman 89 intermission, which I wish we did not go through, other than rewatching the original movies.
Yep. But that was your bad idea, so that's on you.
We've got another intermission coming up, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, for now, we're diving back into the original 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we're starting with season 1, episode 1, Turtle Tracks. Now, Andrew,
Yes.
give us a plot description, sir.
So the very first episode, it kind of is very reminiscent of the movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's very reminiscent, and I'm sure the Mirage comics also started off in a similar fashion, which we really need to get our hands on and try to read that too. I think that would be a fun thing to do is
Oh,
the original Mirage comics,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
which actually my friend has them, like the trade back of them. When
Really?
when it was first published as a trade back, he has that. He let me borrow them back when we were in college, but I never got a chance to read them.
Can you get them back?
I'd have to drive up to Dallas, but maybe.
Well, you totally can do it. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
Well,
so yeah, it starts off with there's a crime wave in New York
uh
City. April O'Neil is covering that crime wave, and some professor says it's the work of ninjas
huh.
because he sees like these sword slashes, and the rope that the security guard is tied up with is was made in Japan. So
Yeah.
obviously it's ninjas, and they leave
Talk
the
about
security guard
racist.
tied up. Like, why is he still tied up? Like,
Yeah.
no one helps him. Like, you failed at your job, you have to suffer for that. So April's doing the story. These thugs attack her, and she runs, and the turtles save her, obviously. And then they kind of give the backstory of how they became the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
They even literally say it, and that's how we became the Teenage Mutant Ninja.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy, but it was meant for kids, like
Right.
what
Right.
we were back in the day. And they get a clue that there's like some technology thing that's going to get hit, so they go to check it out, and then the turtles are like on the surface, and they have to like wear their disguises, and then they check out the thing, and they find out the ninjas are robots.
Right. Right. Right.
So then they're like, we can destroy robots. So
Yeah.
they just like beat the crap out of these robots, and then
Yeah.
the building floods, and they escape.
Okay. So that is a very good plot description of this episode. I kind of want to dive a little deeper into a couple things, and I like how you brought in the original movie with this. Because let me just start off by saying April O'Neil is such a bimbo. Like she's so airheaded in this episode. Um as compared to the movie. Cuz in the movie she's like hard edge, she's a tough reporter.
Yeah,
But like in this cartoon, she is like the the typical damsel in distress, just like, "Oh my gosh." And she jumps to the conclusion that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are the ninjas that stole like the technological equipment.
yeah. After
So,
like rescuing her from thugs, and then like feeding her sushi and pizza, and like
yeah.
giving her a place to like rest, is
Yeah,
like, I think
recuperate.
you did this.
I
You're the
know.
problem.
And oh, I do have a question. So there's a bunch of hoodlums that are after her, like these little gangster guys.
Yeah.
Are two of them supposed to be Rocksteady and Bebop
Yes,
before?
they are.
They
And so
are,
that
right?
so actually the San Diego Comic Con exclusive from NECA this year was the pre-mutation Rocksteady and Bebop, along
Hmm.
with Baxter Stockman and Splinter.
Yeah.
And so they actually have a figure of those two pre-mutated. I have that ordered. It should be coming soon.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be able to actually recreate all this if I can find a April O'Neil.
Oh, dude. I gotta say that jumpsuit though. That jumpsuit is something else, man.
It is an iconic jumpsuit.
It totally is. Okay, so the turtles, they save them. Okay, let's talk about origin stories. Okay,
Okay,
so we've got,
honestly, this
yeah.
is my favorite origin story for Splinter and the Turtles
Okay.
because
I-
it makes so much more sense that he turned into a rat than he was like the pet rat of Hamato Yoshi.
okay, okay, I see what you mean.
Because like in the movie, in the Michael Bay one was even worse.
Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, we don't have to talk about that one.
Yeah,
I actually, if we ever get to it, and I really think we should, because I want to do the original Mirage. But if we ever get into the IDW, the run by Tom Waltz and Kevin Eastman, I think you're gonna find that one more interesting as well, because it's more of a reincarnation idea.
yeah, I've started it.
Yeah. So I think this is all really interesting. I completely agree that this is the origin that I grew up with and I like a lot more. Although
Yeah,
I really do think it's cool how like in the original movie, like Splinter's doing is a rat doing like kung fu moves and stuff. That'll never go away, man.
yeah, that was that little puppet of a rat doing ninjutsu is hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so we got that out of the way.
Okay, but here's my beef with it:
Yeah, go for it.
is the mutagen is supposed to mutate you in the animal you were just in contact with, right?
Yeah.
So shouldn't have Splinter turned into another turtle?
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
just put them down.
Oh no, you know what though? It's because he only touched them like for that instant. So I'm guessing he he already like
Did he already have
absorbed
like
all the
rat hair on him or something?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think we should not think too deep into it.
Well, obviously, but still, it's a interesting concept.
Yeah. I also thought it was interesting because if you think about it, so Hamato Yoshi, who is actually Splinter, comes to America, right? And America at the time he comes over is really modern day, but for some reason Japan is still wearing gis and still, you know, like training in like karate in, tatami mats and so traditional. Does does Hamato Yoshi not have like a normal outfit?
I
Like,
guess not.
yeah, so I thought that was kind of weird.
But I also think is like when they're showing the Foot Clan wreaking havoc on Japan, all he does is kick like a vending machine. Like for
Yeah,
me, that would be awesome. Like you get a free soda just now.
yeah, you
I
actually
want you to
help the
run amok.
people. Yeah. Um yeah, I completely agree there. I did think it was so interesting that in this episode you're introduced to the Shredder and he's already in like this technological thing that we find out is the Technodrome,
Yeah,
right? But like everything that I remember for some reason was that the Technodrome was from Krang, not from Shredder. So it kind of threw me for a loop. I because I didn't remember that.
yeah. Shredder lives in the Technodrome, but it's Krang's Technodrome.
So I guess as we watch the series, it'll become more clear. But are you
Yeah, the
saying that?
second episode, you'll get introduced to Krang and all the other stuff that's gonna happen.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you mean. Okay, so we'll get into that on the second episode.
Yeah,
So I definitely thought that the Ninja Pizza Parlor was kind of ridiculous too.
dude, the jokes in this are horrible. Like they're so cheesy. He's like, "What is it? Threatening note? Worse than that, it's the bill." It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh man. But you have to admit it was really fun to look back at it because I'll say I think the action scenes really hold up.
Yeah, and it's really just such a solid first episode.
Yeah. The only thing that I think doesn't stand out as much is the characterizations of the turtles at this very beginning portion because you don't really get a lot of differentiation between say Michelangelo and Raphael yet.
Yeah,
But you do get some of Donatello and you do get like leadership of Leo.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I liked how April was kind of like mixing everyone's name up because they literally look alike except for their bandanas.
hmm
Yeah, because nowadays, like when you look at the turtles, they actually try to differentiate it in terms of, skin tone or whatever, like skin tone or whatever, So
Or
it's
they're
kind
even different types of turtles. Like in Rise, they're all different types of turtles.
of right, exactly. So other than that, like, what's something that you were just like, I can't believe they put this in this TV show? Just like,
Um, I don't know. So one thing that really got me is I put subtitles on because I'm watching it on streaming,
okay,
and there's one line that Shredder says. He's like, "Stop the turtles!" And in my whenever I heard it, I always thought he said they really talk,
uh huh,
but in the subtitles it says at all costs.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
when you rewind it, did you try to rewind it and watch it again?
yeah,
And
and that's what they say. But
oh,
growing up, like I remember, like there was such a weird line. He's like, "They really talk." I'm like, Why would he say that? But watching with the subtitles now, it says "at all costs," which makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I love how they just like flood the entire building.
Yeah, so much property damage, but no one cares.
Yeah. Yeah, and they blame Batman for like crashing a helicopter into a building. Come on, man. These guys flooded an entire building. Um I think the one thing that really stood out for me is that beginning part where it's like, yeah, they have to be ninjas. Look, and then they show the Japan on the rope. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my god, this is so racist.
I mean it's a logical conclusion, right? If you're gonna be
Is
in
it?
Japan, it has to be ninjas.
Oh, swords and stuff. Yeah, I guess
I mean, they didn't really have the internet like we do now, so I mean, all they
that's
have is
true.
like all these stories of ninjas,
Okay, okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
which is funny. They don't have the internet, but they have super advanced robot ninjas.
Yeah, and on top of that, they have the freaking Technodrome.
Yeah,
Like he's got surveillance cameras everywhere in that building. So yeah. Other than that, slices of pizza. How many would you give this first episode?
this is a five slicer.
Wow, that is like complete nostalgia talking right there,
It
man.
is completely just nostalgia. I still have like the full set of the cartoon cards, like the trading cards.
You do?
Yeah, the full set, and yeah,
Wow.
like
Actually,
how many scenes from this are in there?
oh, can you take some pictures of them? I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, sure. I'll send them to you later.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna go that high, bro. I'm gonna go 3 on this one.
No,
And I'm hoping episode 2 is gonna be a 5 right there.
even without the nostalgia, it's still a four.
No, man, that
I mean,
Japan thing.
think about like how much information you learned from this first episode,
That okay, that's true. You're introduced to the Foot
and like
Clan.
how much entertainment you got out of it too, not just from nostalgia, but just watching it.
All right, all right.
Like it's hard to tell an origin story that succinctly in like an entertaining fashion.
Yeah, but they missed like the most important part that Daredevil is a part of their origin story.
Okay, I think they didn't want to get sued by Marvel at this point.
All right, okay, fine. You're absolutely right. It is very entertaining, and like I said, the action holds up like solid.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
especially like
humor.
when they're fighting the robots on top of the roof.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah, that's a really good fight scene, especially when they're like, "All right, we can cut loose."
Yeah, like Reed just jumps out of his trench coat and just starts
Yeah,
rocking these ninja robots.
and that's the other thing because the you mentioned that they had disguises, but you didn't mention what those were. It's trench coats and fedoras.
Yeah,
So they look like 1980s gangsters or noir detectives or something.
and then eventually they get like the masks that they put on, but that's a later episode.
Wait, wait. They wore masks?
They were these really ugly like faces.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. I can't wait to continue because there's 5 episodes in season 1. So okay. So right now I'm changing my grading to 4. You sold me. I'm
All
not
right,
going to a 5. Okay. But we have a 4 and you have a 5. Okay. So let's remember that and we'll see what happens next episode.
okay,
All right. So season 1, episode 1, done. Let's do Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
all right.
What episode are we on? I think it was 9, right?
It's episode 9. There's two different stories. The first one is the Grumbus.
Uh
We get the introduction of Baxter Stockboy
huh.
because he's not a man yet, so he's Stockboy.
You're right.
And then
And
we have the other one, which is Mrs. Cuddles,
yeah.
which really reminded me of like a horror story that I heard off of like No Sleep podcast.
Um are we allowed to explain the horror story?
Of course.
Okay, do it.
I mean, it's just a similar premise, but let's talk about the Grumbus first because that was the first episode.
Yeah. Go for it.
All right, so we got the Grumbus. Mikey is watching some online YouTube-esque channel
Yeah.
by Baxter Stockboy, and he gets like taken by the Grumbus, the
Mhm.
spirit of some disgruntled stock person,
Employee.
yeah, employee, So they go to investigate. Leo goes with Mikey and April to investigate, and then it's like a Scooby Doo episode, right? Because
Yeah,
then you find out, oh, it was all like made up. It was Baxter Stockboy in the end, and
yeah.
because he's mad that people don't subscribe to his channel and
And
give him
pay.
money.
Yeah. I gotta tell you. Okay, okay. Let's do what was the second one? Mrs. Cuddles, right?
Yeah, Mrs. Cuddles. So Raph is, or April gets a job on this Barney type show, Mrs. Cuddles, and
Yeah.
then like Raph is freaked out by Mrs. Cuddles, and so to pull a prank on him, they bring the real Mrs. Cuddles to the turtle lair, and it turns out it's alive, and it's trying to scare them. So whenever they scream, it grows and gains power.
Yeah.
And then Raph obviously overcomes his fear, and Splinter helps him take down Mrs. Cuddles by laughing at her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's
I gotta say,
interesting.
I love both these episodes. For
And they
me,
were great. They were both like horror esque episodes too. I
yeah,
thought it
and
was a great pairing.
I definitely think horror comedy is something that I really enjoy. Like, and they do that perfect. Like, I love how they continue to make Leo like just this dick. Like
Yeah,
he's just like, I gotta prove everyone wrong and that I'm right. And you know how like last week or last time we had that magic episode with the hypnopotamus,
yeah,
and it was at the school, and I was kind of complaining, oh, April was too center stage in this episode, blah blah blah.
yeah,
I completely take that back. Like she was great in this episode. She's just so like full of life. She's so funny, and I
yeah.
love the dynamic between her and Michelangelo and Leo. Like, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
I agree because I think it's a lot more fun because she's like their age, right?
Yeah,
Because it always felt like in the other series and the other stuff, like she's older,
yeah,
and so she's kind of like the cool aunt instead of like
yeah.
their friend.
Or a possible girlfriend.
Yeah, like the 2012 one, possible girlfriend. A little
Yeah,
sketchy, a little interspecies dating.
yeah. But and then let's talk about the second episode because she's in it, but I like that she's not a big part of it, but she has just the right amount of presence in that episode. And the actual standout on this Mrs. Cuddles episode is the dynamic between Raph and Splinter for me. Like what did you think?
I thought it was just more so Splinter not being an absentee person.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause usually he's just kind of chilling back and doing whatever, and he just calls them by their colors, not even their names.
yeah. Yeah. And he still does that in this episode, but he acknowledges Raph at one point.
Yeah, he does, and it's also interesting to see like him use his skills not to torment them, but to like
Yeah.
actually fight.
Yeah, he actually gets a couple of good kicks in.
Yeah, even when he
So
gets hit, he like rebounds quickly.
yeah.
Like showing he's a true ninja master.
Yeah, that's true. So anything else you want to bring up? Like what was your favorite part of both these episodes or segments?
Let's see. With the Grumbus one, I like all the Ghostbusters kind of reference to it.
Oh, what
Like
like what?
he's trying to suck it. Like he has like Mikey has something on his back to like suck the ghost up.
Yeah.
And I like how he's like, "Hey, it's working," and I didn't even plug it in.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then in the other one, the Mrs. Cuddles, I just like just seeing Splinter actually do stuff
Yeah.
instead of just sitting back and laughing or being super creepy and inappropriate.
I like how Raph takes all that time to block the locker, and then Splinter comes up, throws it all away with one swipe of his paw, just to get his like sleeping robe or something.
Yeah,
Oh my god! I'm as of now, this is my favorite episode out of all that we've seen so far. So I'm giving these two 5 slices of pizza.
I agree as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these have been the most fun, and like I love the horror elements. I love like the throwback elements of it. I think it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Also, a little less Donatello, and Donatello is the most annoying character right now. So
Oh. Why do you think that?
he's just so cocky and annoying.
Yeah, I can see what you. Um, but what I do like about that. Oh, he was in the second episode where he had like his statue, remember?
Yeah,
And they, yeah, I thought that
and then
was.
I like that Mrs. Cuddles like takes his bow staff and turns it into a chainsaw and goes after him. I was like, "In your face! That's what you
Yeah,
get, Donnie."
yeah, I agree. Yeah, man, yeah, I think this series keeps getting better and better, and I hope it doesn't slow down.
Yeah, me too.
And okay, so earlier this week they released the first 4 minutes of the Rise of the TMNT, the movie. They released the first 4 minutes of that movie, and I sent it to you. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I watched it, and I was like, if the movie is like is anything compared to these first 4 minutes, like this thing is gonna be great. So I'm super excited come Friday because I can't wait to see this thing. And I'm not a stickler like you. I'm just gonna watch it, and whatever I don't know, I'll go back and rewatch everything later.
Have you? So you haven't finished the show yet?
No, I stopped on episode 10.
Oh, the entire series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be on the same playing field for the next episode. But yeah, other than that, um man, it's good. I got to say it's good to be back. It's good to be back with the turtles.
It is.
Yeah, and the other thing is because this is the 87 series is a cartoon we grew up on, you know?
Yeah. It's
And
what started everything off. Because even though the comics are great, from what
yeah.
I hear, like this is what really caught the imagination and the world was this cartoon series. So
Yeah, 100%. And all the action figures we ever bought, it's not based on the Mirage action figure like the comics. No.
no,
It's from this.
it
Like
is.
your turtle van or the turtle, what is that? Blimp?
Yeah, Turtle Blimp.
Oh, that's all from this. And not a lot of that was in the comic till maybe later. I don't even know.
Although I do have the knockoff Mirage NECA figures,
Oh, well, that's fine.
and they look amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, I'm not dissing on Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's designs because those comics are the original and they're really great. So if you're down, I'm down to put it in the schedule because I have all I think I have all the paperback editions. So
Well, good for you.
well, you better get up on it and buy some so that we could do it. Okay.
Well, you can just buy them for me.
Well,
You got money.
yeah.
You can do it.
Get out of here. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. To next time, we are going to be going over episode 2 of the 87 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original series, and we'll be going over episode 10 of Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is goodbye.
That's such an awkward exit. This is goodbye.
This is goodbye for now, folks.
But is it really?
Well, it is for me. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Cowabunga. Hey, that reminds me. When did they even say cowabunga?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll do the research. All right. Peace out.